This is Bataille De Quatre Bras, and it's part of Clash and Arms game series covering the major battles around Waterloo. Obviously Quatre Bras, Ligny, Waterloo and Wavre. And this is just obviously Quatre Bras. Now, what this video is about is setup. A few little things about setup. Now, setting up the French, certain units had to be set up within a couple of hexes of Le Bois. Well, that was easy enough to find. So I knew the French are coming in on the south, so that's easy to find. Then it said the rest of them, the infantry and cavalry, are to be set up within a certain number of hexes of Frasne or whatever it is. Yeah, so even if I didn't know where Frasne was, I could work it out because the French are coming in from the south. Now, when it comes to the Allied setup, well, it says Quatre Bras. Well, most people know where Quatre Bras is. But if you didn't, you'd still have to look for it. But then it goes and things and it says, all right, you've got to be, I think you've got, let me just double check that. I think you've got to be south 4 hexes of the crossroads, within 3 hexes of Brussels-Charleroi Road, but south of the Nivelles-Sombre-Bref Road. Okay. So I'll just set it up like that. So you can say, all right, find this road. Well, that's Nivelles down there, and that's the road, but it doesn't say down here that this goes to Sombre or whatever. And yet again, with the Brussels road, the Brussels road comes all the way down here to Charleroi, but it doesn't tell you that that goes to Charleroi. I just happen to know that it does. Other things it'll say, all right, deploy within Gemcourt, and you've got to be in a certain number of hexes from the Grand Farm, it says, in the setup. So if you go over here and you see that like fortified chateau thing, you go and look up on the chart, there's no such thing as a Grand Farm. There's a Grand Farme, which is French. So that is the Grand Farm. Okay, so again, that one's a bit more difficult. And then it says, oh, you can put a battalion in Pyramont. Right, looking around for Pyramont. Oh, there it is. I've got that. And then there's some more units that need to be set up near Grand Pierrepont. We haven't finished setting those up. So it's finding them. Like this one, it says, oh, it's 2 battalions. And then you look on the map and say, well, what's this third one? And then you notice, oh yeah, and it says, yeah, light infantry with them as well. There's supposed to be an artillery unit here. I don't know what I've done with it. I'll find it in a minute. I ended up putting, there were 2 artillery units. Oh yeah, the artillery units there. I had that set up in the wrong place because artillery Steffel rather than Bijou. If you look at it, you can read in sort of funny script. The one on the left's the Bijou, and the one on the right's the Stettin or something. So I got them mixed up. But fair enough, I sorted it out in the end. One thing I will say though, if you look at all the colours, we've got Allied units, all green with a sort of orange reddy stripe. You go down to the south, you've got French units, all green with a red stripe. We've got a Dutch unit over here, blue and white with a red sort of white stripe. Down to French units down here, blue and white with a solid red stripe. Now I know these are all supposed to represent the units and their uniforms. This is going to get quite sort of complicated in places. Now, when I finish this setup, I think everything's got to be in the correct facing and everything. So all you Allied units would be facing south. So that's going to make it harder to mix up. And also when when units start getting into combat, you turn them over. So the Allied units are a sort of grey colour and the French units are a white colour. So excuse the camera going all over the place. So all in all, fine. But as I said, you need these charts. Don't even think about trying to set this game up without putting your units on the charts. It's all very well if you say, oh, you're going to have to label your, if you put them in trays, you'd have to label them really well. So you could find that you were looking at Péponchier and Biljault. I'm butchering these names, and you're looking for the second Nassau and this Dutch Belgium unit here. Without these charts, it would be extremely difficult to set up. Another thing to be wary of, it'll say set up as battalions, but there are regimental counters on the charts. Now, whether that's for a different rule set or you can possibly combine units into regiments, I don't see any reason why you can't. That's something to be wary of, so don't set up the wrong counters or set up both. There's also these ammunition trains, which I can't find any reference to them in the rule set I'm using, but in the other rule set, the one that actually came with the game, yeah, they are mentioned. So obviously beware that the 3 different rule sets, and sometimes different counters are used for different rule sets. Well, that's it. I won't say any more. I think it would have been better to have numbers on the hexes, but it makes the map look nicer, but you're losing functionality. Because if it said, oh, set them up within 4 hexes of this hex number, that would have saved a lot of aggro.